great. All right, so thanks everybody for joining us today. It's Vince with Listings to Leads, and this is a training call for the group at Got Objections. I know that Aaron and Taylor have been talking about us, and a lot of people have been interested to learn more about us, and a lot of you have signed up to use the system, but you're not exactly sure what to do. And so the purpose of this call is to get everybody kind of up and running quickly, all right? So we're doing this on GoToMeeting. I am recording this. I'm going to put it up in the Got Objections page. But I want you to be able to, I like to think of this in ways of like having a working, outline so we know what we're after. If you have questions, put them in the chat panel right there on the in GoToMeeting, and I'll kind of take a breath now and then we'll kind of look at that. So what I've done is I've logged into the home page, and right here there are some tools right off the bat that I want you to be aware of. First, it says getting started, and that's good because it tells you how to set up your profile. Now when you do sign up with Listings to Leads, our support team actually goes in and sets up a lot of the stuff in your account. They grab your branding, your picture, basic information that we can find. Some of the things that you need to be looking at though are like your YouTube connection, so we can auto-upload YouTube videos for you, and other kind of social networking stuff that you do on a profile. I do want to point out that the third button is open house lead generation. If you're holding an open house for yourself or for another listing agent, these tools are designed to help you generate listings before, during, and after that open house. And our clients come back and generate, a couple dozen leads for an open house. And so everything is under that button. There's also on this button a listing presentation. You can edit it, put your own logo in. It's really effective in winning listings, so definitely go there and get it. This second button is probably one of the most interesting. I think your group is seeing it. It's called Seller Lead Generation. We might change the name of that button to Facebook Lead Generation. And I want all of you to become very familiar with this page. And we're running a little bit slow here because I got GoToMeeting and I got my recording software going, but this will pop up in a second. And basically, it talks about how to take landing pages and put them on Facebook using pay-per-click advertising, driving it to your farm areas, with criteria like zip code, and putting it, putting them on, for a couple bucks a day and generating hundreds of leads every month. And these are actionable leads, not just super random internet leads. And so this page here, I definitely want you to get in here and learn this thing inside and out, because this is probably one of the most powerful strategies going on in real estate marketing right now. And I'm going to point out what's here. Right here, number 2, click here to see how to place an ad in under 2 minutes. We're actually going to do that at the end of this call. We're going to go place an ad on Facebook so you can see what that looks like while we're on this call. But if you need some more detail, you can click right there and see it. This is a webinar talking about our whole system if you need a better recording or a different recording. And right here is an interview, and basically we want all of you to look at this interview and replicate this strategy. This strategy, and we've got a lot of clients. We're going to have another client on a live call on February 26th, who in 5 months has generated over 1,000 leads. Now you need to generate a lot of leads because they're not all going to turn into business right away. And this strategy is super effective in getting you there. So this is all on the page, in the home page. As soon as you log in, it's right here, okay? Now we are going to drive into Facebook and look at that. We're going to talk about that. But I want to talk about the basics so that everybody, if you have listings or if you don't have listings, you know what's going on in Listings to Leads. You're going to be able to generate buyers, sellers, and referrals by the end of this call, okay? Again, if you're on the GoToMeeting panel on the right-hand side, there's a section for questions. Put them in. I'll take a breath now and then, and we will look at this. We'll answer those questions. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up an email, and I'm going to put this kind of outline inside the Got Objections page after the call. I'm going to record this call. I'm going to upload it to YouTube, and I'm going to put all this together as kind of a cheat sheet so that you've got a recording that talks about this, but this is what we're driving to, okay? Top tools. right here, this section says for your new listing. So this section that we're going to cover for probably like the next 10 to 15 minutes is what do you do when you have a listing if you want a lot of traffic, you want a lot of leads, and you want referrals. Okay? So we're going to talk about that. You're going to have to sort of take these 4 steps, and we're going to go through them right now, but that's what we're up to. Now after that, we're going to go down into this section and talk about what to do on Facebook to generate listings, generate a lot of buyers, and then down here, this is some other stuff. We may not put that on there, but we want to concentrate right on this little part of the outline up here. So the first thing says choose the right lead gen links to your website. So for your new listings, choose the right lead gen links for your website. And you probably don't know even what I'm talking about, right? So I'm going to go up here to the top left and click listings. And there's a couple unique factors about listings to leads that really are different for us and every other company in real estate marketing. And to get an idea of what that is, let's go to this property down here in Maple Grove, okay? And I'm going to click the single property website. And I click the red icon, and there's a white house on it, and it pulls open a single property website. And what we do here is we've got all kinds of things to do with this, but I want to just show you what these links are right in the back. Boy, it looks like I'm running kind of slow here, so just bear with me a second. Might have a slow internet connection. But while that's kind of baking, I'm going to go back to the listings page, and I'm going to point out the top tools here. These are the 2 red buttons. We just clicked on the first one, which is the single property website, the virtual tour, and then the 2 blue buttons, the e-flyer and the Facebook icon. We're going to go all through all those tools right now, but I want you to know, like, if you've got a listing, you've got to do these things. They're automatically created, they're automatically sent to you, and you got to follow the steps that are in that email and that we're going to walk through. So when we go back to the single property website, you remember the first thing on my page was you got to choose the right lead generation links. And what does that mean? Okay, we know that when somebody looks at an ad, they look at a single property website, they look at a virtual tour, they look at an ad on Facebook, they look at something in their email about a home, we know if they clicked on it, they're interested in property. We also know that the majority of people that look at this do not want to buy this particular home. Maybe they want a 1-story, maybe they want a different kitchen, maybe they don't want carpets, who knows? But we know if they clicked on it, they're thinking about property. So what we want to do is say, if they want the home, hey, they can click follow this home and schedule a showing, and that's going to get emailed directly to you, right? But for those other people, we want to give them some other options. This home is for sale in Maple Grove, so Maple Grove homes for sale. That's a natural. Maybe because most homes fly off the shelves under 500K, you want to have a link that says Maple Grove homes for sale. And for everybody else, search all homes. When we click these links, we can take them off of listings to leads tools, whether that's a virtual tour, a single property website, a flyer, a mobile website, and we can drive them to your website, any website that you have. Okay? So you can learn how to do that. I'm going to show you real quickly how to do that. But if you've got a good website like this, after a couple clicks, I'm going to get forced to register if I'm just a random consumer, right? It looks like my stuff is running a little bit slow here. But that's kind of the gist of it. Use our tools, and for everybody that wants to get in contact with you, lead generation just pops up all over the place, right? Here's a little lead capture form, pops right up on the page at a certain time. But if they want, they can schedule a showing. But if they don't want this home, they got multiple options to get to your website, and that could be, you know, as long as it's powerful and it's going to ask for registration, we want to drive traffic there. Market Leader works real well. I don't know, Diverse Solutions, IDX broker plugins, Zillow agent websites for agents work really well, and all kinds of things. You know, there's just 100 website companies, but we'd like to see that forced registration so that when they don't want this home, they click and they get away, boom, they're there. So let's just go back to our little, you know, our cheat sheet. The first thing is to choose the right lead generation link. So we talked about that. So how would you actually choose those links? The second button is a green button for every listing. So every listing could be in different towns, so you need unique links to get the most out of that ad. and we click this green button, and it shows us all the links we have in our template page that we've created earlier. I've got links for Lafayette, Fort Myers, Maple Grove, and to choose the links I want for this listing, I check the box. If the right link isn't there, I can type in a link right here. I can say, hey, you know what, here's the nice new subdivision Belvedere in this town, right, that I want to talk about, because I know that if people are looking in this town, they're going to be interested in Belvedere, right? So if I say, hey, Belvedere homes for sale, and I put a link to my website, and then I click active, that is going to be an active link driving people to that part of my website, okay? I'm not going to do that right now because I've got all the links that I have, but that would then, those links would flow through the single property website, the virtual tours, the e-flyers, the Facebook ads, and the mobile websites, okay? So we're going to get traffic while we're marketing, okay? Now, the second line on the little cheat sheet is share the single property website on Facebook and Pinterest, and Google, Twitter are optional. How do you share a single property website? You click on the single property website. It's the red button with the white house. It's right over here, and underneath my picture and my contact info are my buttons that I can share. So Pinterest and Facebook have real good click-through, meaning when you post an ad out there, people will click on it and they'll click a link and get off of Facebook, get off of Pinterest, and get to your ad and get to your website. So what I'm doing here is I'm clicking contact with Facebook, and basically there's going to be a little box. What do you want to say about this? Hey, beautiful new home, new kitchen, whatever. Make it social, make it interesting, and then push it. And it'll push this, ad on Facebook. It'll push it on Pinterest, wherever you want, Twitter, Google, things like that, right? You type in something interesting, make it social, make sure people want to click on it, and then share the link. That's it. So we've chosen the right lead generation links. We're sharing the single property website, and excuse me, and that's what we want to do. What's the next thing to do? The next thing is to put your branded virtual tour on Zillow and Trulia. And I'm going to kind of drive into it a little bit more. If you're with Keller Williams, drop it in KWLS. If you're with one of the Realogy brand companies, drop it in Crest, and they will do the syndication for you. But if you're not, if you're with an independent brokerage or another brokerage, copy the virtual tour and put it directly in Zillow and Trulia. So let's go kind of look and see what that's all about. On our dashboard is a virtual tour button, right? Every property has an auto-generated virtual tour. Those are generated from the photographs that come in from the listing feed, however it gets in there. If you want high quality photos, you can upload high quality photos. And over here on the left is a button that says Zillow and Trulia, and those are the instructions, they're real quick, of how to copy the branded virtual tour and put it on Zillow and Trulia, because your listings get seen hundreds of times there. And you want to benefit from that. And I know there's all these questions about lead generation and whatever on that, and where they're selling your leads. However, all you have to do is take our branded virtual tour by clicking this green branded virtual tour button, and then open it up, excuse me, and you can copy the link over here, right? It says copy. Now, it'll give me a little message that said this is copied, and I say, okay, great. But let's just go look at the virtual tour real quick. So as that pulls up, it's a virtual tour. It's going to be panning and zooming on photographs. It's got all the information. It's got contact information. But we want to take this and get right out to Zillow and Trulia, right? Or we want to put it wherever we want to put it. Now, I already copied it, and I'm going to wait for that to sort of run. But basically, if your listing is on Zillow and Trulia and there's any interest, it might be in the right price point, the right town, whatever, they're going to click on that virtual tour. And when they click on that virtual tour, just like the single property website, let's see here, there are all these links, right? And that's what we're after, right? This home is in Lafayette. So in Lafayette, I want a link that says Lafayette homes for sale. Release Valley is this super awesome, beautiful neighborhood, and the homes are, luxury, big properties, and people like to buy homes there. So I want that because that's hot in my market, right? And then, of course, search all homes. So here's the virtual tour, and that's what's going on. So the big differentiator, one of them, is that, hey, we can generate leads even if they don't want to buy that home. So what you're going to do is, I showed you where to copy the link. You can also copy it up here on the top of the of the web address. You just click copy like this, right click copy. And you go take it to Zillow and Trulia, you drop it in there, and as people look at it, they click on the virtual tour, they see this, awesome, I want it, I can follow this home, or I can schedule a showing, or I can go check out the other homes in Lafayette and Release Valley, okay? Now, at this point, I want to point out something that is, again, another big differentiator for listings to leads, and that's that there's this banner up here that says, just listed. And we all know that inventory is tight across the country, right? It has been for years. So when we look at what we can do with our advertising by generating leads on the left-hand side, whether it's an e-flyer, virtual tour, single property website, or whatever, we want to market this home multiple times, okay? So we have the banner up there, and you can market it multiple times. You can market things as coming soon, just listed, under contract, price reduced, and of course just sold. And every time you market it, it's talking about you, it's got your contact information, it's got all those great lead generation links driving to your website, okay? So what do? Again, let's just go back. We want to go here and we want to get that branded virtual tour on Zillow and Trulia, or get it in these other areas if you're with these particular companies, okay? Now let's go back to listings to leads and let's kind of catch up where we are. So that's the virtual tour, get it out on the high traffic areas, okay? We get that. Now we're going to jump into the other area and the next two things to do. So let's go back to the listings page. And this one is going to be, this is like another mind blower for listings to leads. And people love it. And you get a lot of leads. And this is where we get buyer leads. And we can even get some listing leads. But more importantly, we can get referrals from this. And you're going to see why in a second. And online lead generation, internet leads are awesome. That's what we focus on. But I think everybody knows that referrals are a way better kind of lead to get. So how do you get referrals, right? How do you get an automated system to get your name in front of your clients, friends and families and colleagues? That's what we're going to talk about right now. So we're going to talk about that, and it's this line right here. Get your auto-generated e-flyers and Facebook ads to your client. Call them to make sure that they forward and post the tools. Okay? So what does that mean? What that means is there's an e-flyer on Facebook, and every time you send yourself an e-flyer on Facebook ad, they're going to go to you. You got to forward them to your client. And there's actually a way to send them automatically to your client, but we're just going to focus on the basics right now. So when we click this button here, the e-flyer button, you're going to see a bunch of tools, right? And there's a bunch of e-flyers. So here, I'm going to click my e-flyer, the little magnifying glass. I can also send it to myself, but right now I just want to click it, and I can see that here is the flyer. And here's the gist of the flyer. Again, it says just listed, right? And here's the home, and here's my contact information, and here's these great lead generation links working right in the email. So I think no matter what company you're from, you've got e-flyers. And I don't know what you do with them, but they don't generate leads. They're just a branding exercise, and they tell people, call me or email me if you want to talk about whatever, right? But people don't really want to talk to us because we're in sales. But they do want to look at properties, so you give them the ability to get off that e-flyer and get right in there, right into your IDX. And that's what we're trying to do, because we want people who are interested in properties to get to us. But here's how it benefits you, and here's how it generates referrals. When you get that e-flyer, and as you saw in the little cheat sheet there, I can forward that to my clients, and above the flyer is a message that looks like this. It says, dear friends, we've hired Vincent Mason from Lafayette Realty. He's created this and other tools to market our home, and to help us get it sold faster, please forward this to as many people as you can. Okay? That's a big change, that's a big difference from the e-flyer you have and what we have. Our e-flyer generates leads, and every time an e-flyer goes out, it talks about you and your office. So the steps that you want to do is send that, and let's just go look at what that e-flyer looks like, right? Here's a coming soon flyer. And you can forward this to your client, call them, and say, hey, I just sent you an e-flyer and a Facebook ad. Please forward that on to your database, right? Why? Because their friends and family and colleagues are in their email. Their friends and family and colleagues are sharing content with them on Facebook. You're now giving them something that's talking about you and it's designed to generate leads for you, right? This is coming soon. Again, you're kind of getting familiar. Here's my contact, here's my lead generation links, and here is the status. It's coming soon, okay? So you forward that on, you send a quick message, and that's kind of it. So here, let's go look at this one here. And I want to show you the tools that are kind of automated. That was coming soon. There's also, as I mentioned, just listed. Again, a different flyer, a different message, but every message is about you, right? And then I also said that every time something goes out, there's an actual corresponding Facebook ad. So here's a Facebook ad, and there is a corresponding e-flyer, but this is when it's just sold, okay? And these are like hot. People love these. Under contract. It says, hey, our home is now under contract, but Vince still wants to market until we're done selling the home. So we're really just, talking you up. So what do you do with a Facebook ad? Well, first of all, you send it to your client with the e-flyer, and then you call them. You say, hey, I just sent you a couple tools. Please copy what's between that and put it on your wall. Copy what's between these two red lines and put it on your wall. So let's go do that. You highlight it, you copy it, and you go over to Facebook, okay? And when you go to Facebook, all your client has to do is paste, right? Click and paste. So we already talked about how you're going to share other tools, and you're going to see there's a ton of tools and listings to leads that you can share to your Facebook, right? But here, we want your client to share to theirs. Why? Because your clients who are on Facebook, they have 100, 200, 300, 500 friends that have never heard of you, have no idea you're in real estate, okay? But now, there are a handful of tools they're going to get, from maybe coming soon to just listed, maybe open house, maybe here's our virtual tour from Vince Meza, and then of course, here we're sold. And he did such a great, excellent job. Here's his phone number and email. Now guys, if you don't know this, Facebook is the #2 website in the country because people burn tons of time on this website. And for your clients, friends, and family to see your name multiple times, as you can see up here, it says listings to leads. That's because I'm in the listings to leads page. It's not going to say listings to leads. It's going to be your client's name talking about you. And when your client's friends and family go, oh, that's kind of interesting, well, I wonder what it is, they click on this, what happens? Well, a big old lead generation landing page or a flyer pops up, right? And we'll wait for that to sort of bake. But you can imagine it's going to have you, your picture, your contact information, it's going to have the status, and it's going to have all those great lead generation links, one click behind Facebook. Now, usually, I mean, the numbers came out in fall of last year that something like 71% of adults are on Facebook now, right? I'm not talking about teenagers, I'm talking about adults. So at least half of your market, your target market in the farms you're trying to build your business are on Facebook. And I just showed you how your clients can be talking you up throughout the listing process. This was behind the ad, right? You click on the ad here, and it takes you to this page right here. And this is all designed to capture leads for you, okay? So there are a lot of tools, and these tools are going to get automatically sent to you in your email. Here's another one that's going to get sent automatically to you as well. And this is designed, as soon as the listing hits, we automatically send this to you, okay? And right there is a hyperlink to your just listed e-flyer, to your single property website, which I told you need to share to your social networks, and then your virtual tour, which I said, hey, put on Zillow and Trulia, put it on KWLS or Crest, right? Then you scroll down here, and this will be your banner. This is my banner here, my office view. And then there's a few pictures of the home, and here's everything that's going on that you're going to do to market. So this, you want to forward to your client right away, because it's going to have your name down here, it's going to have your logo, and it's going to say, here's everything I'm doing to market your home. And it's a very robust and kind of wordy, lengthy deal here. I know that people don't read anymore, and I know they just don't scan through this, but we want people to go, when they look at this, go, my God, this agent is going to do a ton of work to sell my home. We want to impress them, because when we start sending out flyers and stuff to them and getting these messages out in front of their clients, in front of their friends and family, we want them to be totally, psyched about the work you're doing. We automate this work, so you don't have to do a lot. You might get it in your email, forward it on, follow up with a 10-second phone call so that they take care of that and take the steps. Okay? So what we've talked about so far is what to do when you have new listings. Okay? These are the basics. They're powerful, they get a lot of click-throughs, they generate buyers, they generate referrals, and they can even generate, listing leads, because right down here you might have a link that says, what is your home worth? Right? When I click on what is my home worth, right out of the e-flyer, right, I can now have like, a tool that's, designed to generate leads, listing leads. So these tools are great. They're automatic. They're sent to you as soon as the listing comes in. And we just want to make sure you know how to use that. So at this point, this is one of my old school landing pages. At this point, I'm going to take a little bit of a breather here and ask you if you have any questions on this process, right? Just as a reminder, this is what you do when you have listing. What do you do with your listing? We're going to get into some new fancy stuff and talk about Facebook right now. But before we take that leap, I want you to understand what you do with your listings. Because a common thing, and I'm sure if your clients right now, you logged in and you're like, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed with all the tools that Listings to Leads has. What do I do? Guess what? Do these things with your new listing. Choose the right links, share your single property website, get your virtual tour out on high traffic sites, and get those e-flyer and Facebook ads to your client and have them share them to their friends and family and colleagues, okay? So I don't see any questions. So either I'm repeating myself enough or I'm just, really articulate today. But let's talk about one of the more exciting things going on in real estate marketing, and that is Facebook lead generation with landing pages, okay? So let's talk about what a landing page is first. And you can actually see them here. And I'm going to click on this one here if I can actually make it work. A landing page, just for definition, because there's a lot of people that call us and say, oh, I'm on your landing page, and it's not. A landing page is a one-page kind of website, right? And it is designed to capture a lead. It's not there to give you information about schools or mortgages or about you or anything else. In this case, this landing page is designed to capture a listing lead. So what's the first thing we want? We want an address, right? And then, of course, we want contact information. So there's a lot to learn about these landing pages, and it's taken a second to pull up. I must have a real bad internet connection right now. But it's starting to come up now. And this is obvious. What is your Elk River home worth, right? And you can create landing pages like this right inside the system. I'm going to show you where you do that. And you can upload a picture on the background, and you should upload a picture in the background. We give you a default picture, but if you get a really high quality picture that's really beautiful, people want to click on it and look at it. When they fill out this form and they put in their address, it takes them to a place that says, hey, confirm your bedrooms, and then it says, well, your valuation is ready, and give us your contact information. They fill it out, and boom, you've got a lead, they've got an instant valuation. Now we have other pages, other landing pages, but I just want you to know that that's what this landing page is. So this is a property valuation landing page, okay? And what we want to do is take this and put it on Facebook. That's where you're going to get the most amount of traffic. You can certainly incorporate it with your print marketing strategies like postcards and flyers, but your return on investment, both in time and dollars, is going to be incredibly higher on Facebook. So we train on this every Tuesday and Wednesday. We've got training all over the system. I'll point it out to you on this call. But this is how you do it. Up on the top, you can't see it, is a web address. You copy this. You do not need to go buy your own domain for this strategy to work. You just copy that link and you go over here to Facebook. Okay? Now, you don't want to boost something. You see this boost button? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about creating an ad, and up here in the navigation bar is an arrow pointing down. Click it and then click Create Ads. Okay? And when we create an ad, we'll wait here a second for this page to pull up. This is, super powerful stuff. Now I'm going to move quickly through this, and I've already pointed out at the beginning of the call where there's, this kind of information here. So we're not going to spend too much time here, but I do want you to see it real quickly. The objective here is to send people to your website. And hopefully I clicked that right. Let's see if that worked right. No, because things were moving around. I want to click this, send people to your website. And it says, what website? Just so you know, it's not your website, right? It's not your real estate website. It's the link that we just copied. The website to the landing page. Property valuation. Okay, now I'm going to show you the rest of the landing pages in a minute, but let's just sort of jump right into it right now. So the first thing it does, it spins around, it tells you, wants to confirm where you are. And here's why it becomes very powerful. I have in this case, I have an Elk River page, right? So what I want to do is I want everybody in Elk River to see it. So I'm going to type in Elk River, and there it is. When I click Elk River, Minnesota, it gives me this Elk River. Everybody's going to see it. Elk River plus 25 miles. When you're running a property valuation page, a listing landing page, do not go 10 miles out or 20 miles out. Click this little area and make sure it goes straight to Elk River. Okay? And that's it. That means if somebody is sitting on Facebook in Elk River, they are going to see your ad. You might want to bracket the age, okay? Because nobody that's 18 years old, most likely, have a house in Elk River to sell. So I'm just going to change it to 25. And you can use your thoughts there on that. And then the rest of the demographics, I don't even really care about. I just want to make sure they are in that area and they've got a minimum age. And then here's the other part that's super important. How much are you going to spend? It gives you a default of 5. A lot of our clients have huge success running it at this price. A lot of our clients run it at 20 bucks a day for like 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can test it out, see what works for you. You set the start and end date here. You choose your budget here. It won't go any higher. A really cool feature is also advanced functions, because it allows you to add more words. Oh, actually, we're in the wrong section here. I'll show you later. That was actually a different piece there. So forget about that one. You can add more images if you want to rotate pictures and have different images, which is smart to do. But here's the other part right here that we're looking at. And this is showing you what it's going to look like, okay? So whatever is here in this box shows up right here. So we can just say, we can change this while we're here on the site and just say, get your home value, right? And as I type it, it shows up on the right-hand side. So some things that we do, and you can see it's generic Elk River homes values have affected your recent home prices. You could also put a number in there, like 30 homes sold in January. That's going to affect your home price. Get your home value, right? You can also choose a button over here, right? And you can say learn more, and that little button's going to pop up on the bottom right. And then you place the order, okay? And that's it. What Facebook will do is start showing this ad with this picture and these words to anybody that lives in the zip code that you targeted. In this case, Elk River. All right? For clients that run that ad for 3 days on the weekends for 20 bucks a day, they usually come back with somewhere between, 20, 40 to 90 leads over the weekend. And then we're all happy. Okay? So that's what we want our clients to be doing to get listing leads. Okay, there's also another part of it, but we're going to jump off of this for now. I am going to get away from this page and let's go look at our landing page section of listings to leads. So let's go here to landing pages up on the top. And there's a bunch of landing pages, okay? And we've got landing pages. There's 5, and I think hopefully we're going to reconfigure this because it doesn't make much sense. But we've got 5 landing pages for property valuations. What is your home worth? Property valuation plus, property valuation 2, and growing family. Okay? Now we're not going to go through them all, but I just will point out that this one has a built-in Zillow valuation. This one doesn't. This one is kind of a nice looking lead capture form. This is an old school squeeze page. And this one is growing family. I'll show you this page. This one has a kind of a picture of a baby, so, which is like, hey, if you're you know, have a family and you're growing, you might need to be moving. You might need to sell your home and get another home, right? So as this landing page sort of perks up, you'll sort of see what that looks like in a second. But going back to the landing page dashboard, we also have landing pages for FSBOs and expireds and free list of foreclosures and things like that. And you can use those strategies whenever you want. But, and before I kind of show you how to create the landing pages, this one is now set here. And this is what our landing page looks like. Remember I said, what is a landing page? It's one page with one focus, get the lead. Name, contact information, what are you looking for? How many bedrooms? So that's really like the gist. Get the landing pages out into the market. Where's the number one place to get in front of your target market? Facebook. All right? So there are lots of landing pages to get listing leads. There are other landing pages for other niches. But as I said when we first started talking here, I said that there's an interview under this button that says seller lead generation, and that we want you to replicate this strategy. So I'm going to point it out because I'm sure some of you arrived late and some of you just maybe you're on the phone or whatever. But there is an interview on this seller landing page, and when you hear our call on the 26th with Shannon Pyatt, he's doing the exact same thing. And our clients that are following this strategy are coming back with hundreds and now up to thousands of leads, okay? So while that's over there doing its thing, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go to my listings page. I'm going to show you the other half of the Facebook strategy. One half is get property evaluation landing pages and drive it to the people in your market, right? That kind of makes sense. You want leads, get a landing page, get it on the #2 website in the country. The other half though, and I think this is open now, here's read the interview. We're going to talk about the other half, but I want you to go here and read its item number 4. The other half is actually get these landing pages for the listing out into the market. And what Shannon's going to tell you on the 26th is he runs a listing landing page for every listing for $1 a day, okay? And I don't know if you just understood what I said, but I'm going to show you. So we create a listing landing page for every property. And this one here, I'm going to click this and it's going to show you the default listed landing page. Actually, yeah, this is it. And this is default, and it has like a mini picture because the picture comes in compressed from the MLS. It has my banner at the top, and it has a little bit of information from the property description. But just like every other landing page, what is the goal? Get the contact information, right? It's right there on the right. So there's not a lot of superfluous information here. Here's a little bit of information. Fill this form out to get more, okay? So I know a lot of you are like, oh, I don't like the look of that. So, but however, our office clients use this, and a lot of our clients use this because this can be very effective in this style as well. That's the default landing page. If you want to make that page look really super awesome, click this link up here and it'll show you that basically you got to upload a photo here, check a box, and it will take that page and make it look something like this. And we'll see what this looks like. So you can kind of recognize this. It kind of looks like our property valuation page. But in this case, there's a picture of it, of the home in the back. And remember I was talking about the status of, like, you can have, you know, just listed, coming soon, active, contingent. You can see the status is right there. So you can run the ad on the same landing page, but just change the status and change the language on the ad throughout the month. Maybe at the beginning of the month, it's coming soon. Then it gets into open house, and then it moves on to under contract. You can use the same landing page on Facebook, just change the words, okay? So I got a question here, and thanks for putting the question because it gives me a little break. It seems like so much information. Okay, I think I need to watch this video in 5-minute increments. That makes sense, Wendy? That's why we're recording it. There's a lot here, and we really designed this to really help you with all the stages of your business. If you have a listing, if you have a listing coming soon, if you don't have listings, if you're going on a listing appointment, these are all functions that you do. If you got to market into your farm, this does it. So there is no website that can handle all the functions of your business with one click of a button. It doesn't make any sense, right? How could you do that? It's just not possible. So there's a lot of pieces to this puzzle. There's a lot of pieces to this platform, and we're talking about them all, right? We're talking about them lightly. I'm moving quickly. But the point is here, this landing page, we want to put it on Facebook. And just like that other landing page, I'm going to right click and copy this link. And don't worry, Wendy, because when I'm done yammering on here, I'm going to point out where all the tutorials are for all of this information. Okay? So I copy that link. What do I want to do with that? I want to put it on the number 2 website where 71% of my market is right now. So I need to get over to my, let's see here, my business page. And give me a second as that pulls up. So now we're going to run a different kind of ad, right? We're running this ad, and this is part of the strategy and part of the interview, and you need to watch this. But I'm going to kind of talk about it. Again, we're not posting it on our wall. We're going up here and we're creating an ad. And there's a couple of components to why we're doing this. Obviously, the landing page is designed to capture leads, right? That's number one. But we're also doing it from a branding perspective, because I don't know where all of you are right now. I don't know where you work in the country, but I know you're in real estate. So the number one thing you're trying to get happen is you're trying to get your market to know that you're a professional in real estate, right? So what's the way that people have been doing it for years? Well, I put my name in the phone book. Well, you know now that phone books are just going straight to the garbage, even if they get to your house. And so what other print strategies do you have? Well, there's all kinds, and I'm not even going to get into that. However, what is really going on, and if you really want to boost your business, you want to be where everybody is sitting. Your clients, your target markets are not thumbing through phone books in their spare time. They're thumbing through Facebook. And this time, I can say, hey, my home is in Lafayette. And I want everybody in Lafayette to know that I have a home just listed or coming soon. Oh, I misspelled that. There we go. Or maybe I have a home that is under contract or just sold. Now in this case, I want to point out this little plus 25 miles. And I think it just makes sense to drop this to 10 miles. For me, I live in kind of a small town. There's like 20,000 people in this town. But 5 miles away is Walnut Creek, and then there's Alamo, and then there's Orinda, and then there's Pleasant Hill, and there's all these areas that I want them to know I'm in real estate. So by putting this in Lafayette and 10 miles out, I'm getting in front of the target market that I'm after. Now I might want to bracket the age a little bit, but this is a big, wide, net, because I want people to see I'm a real estate professional. Now, as I said earlier, Shannon Pyatt's going to be on the call, and there's the interview on Facebook. Our clients are running these landing pages every day. Shannon's running his landing pages for $1 a day, okay? This guy has over 1,000 leads in 5 months. So he's running the ad just like we're doing, but he's dropping this to $1, and he's just getting leads all over the place. You can upload some pictures if you want different pictures to rotate, and you can make this look really cool here. Remember I was talking about advanced options and I went the wrong direction. Here, you can add a few more words, right? And it gives you maximum 200. You don't need a bunch of words. You don't want to write a novel here. But maybe there's a new kitchen. Maybe there's something really unique that you want to say about this. And that's where you can put it here. So this active contingent goes here. I'd probably change this, get the current price. You can change this, make it pop, make sure that people click on it, right? That's what you want them to do, click on it. But also, let's talk about what we're really trying to do. It says listings to leads up here. This time it's going to come from your business page, or it's going to come from your community page. And that's what you're doing. You're letting people know that, hey, I or my business we're in real estate, right? And every day we're in front of the target market for $1 a day. All right, you place the order, and there you go. So I see some questions, and this is a good time for questions. We talked about how to run a listing landing page to get new listings, but also how to increase our exposure and how to get people to know I even work in real estate, right? For $1 a day. So I see some questions. I'm going to take them now, and this is a good time for that. Okay, Wendy, thanks. Oh yeah, okay, good. Okay, so that's it, guys. We talked about, let's go back to the beginning of what we're kind of going on about here. We talked about what to do with your listings to get traffic, buyers, and referrals, and hopefully some listing leads out of that as well, right? Talk about, this is what we do with the tool. Then we talk about how to generate leads, and here's the Facebook interview, which is explosive. You got to run property valuations a few times a month. You got to run listing landing pages to get that exposure. And I actually had a call with an agent from Phoenix last week, and he said, you know what, I've been following what you guys do. I do what you've been doing. And he said, what's really amazing is that after like a month, or I can't remember how long he said people are seeing my page so much that now the lead quality is getting better and better because they're familiar with me. They're familiar with my stuff there. So I'm getting more leads at higher quality, okay? That's really cool stuff. So now I'm going to remind you, if there aren't any questions, I'm going to kind of go do a little administrative, show you where to learn, because now that I've kind of blown you away and you don't know what we're even talking about anymore, I want to point out what you need to know to kind of get the most out of this. I am on the listings page, and right here is a training calendar, and we usually train every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, live at noon Pacific. There's also a recording right here on how to use our open house platform. Really awesome stuff. There's some cool tools under more listing tools. I'm not going to go into it because I'm sure your head is spinning right now. You can create a market report. Again, you can probably imagine our market report generates leads. If you have a market report, I'm pretty sure it's just an awesome branding exercise. Over here is tutorials and FAQ. And we're going to update these because we've been doing this for a long time and some of this stuff is out of date. We're actually finishing up an overhaul so that everything is on the latest technology. But let's say you want to do a postcard, right? Because you got to do a postcard because you just can't get your mind away from doing that. Just type in postcard, and you're going to learn how to integrate a listing landing page with a postcard, right? There's a few steps, and you need it right there. But everything is inside that tutorial. Everything we do is right there. So you can search on Facebook. You can search on seller lead generation. You can see we got recruiting stuff and all that there as well, okay? So this is a great area. You get here by clicking Tutorials FAQ, all right? Over here is contact support, and during the week, we've got about 4 people watching this page. So if you need a quick answer, put it right here and send, and it will go. I know there's an 800 number, and you're welcome to call that, but that line rings all the time. If you want quick answers, right here is usually the first place you want to go. Let's go back to the home page, and let's talk about that. I said at the beginning of the call, but your overall setup is right here. Seller lead generation, Facebook ad, lead generation is right here. You need to know this page inside and out. Our open house tools are here. Our listing presentation is here. You can download it, you can customize it, and it helps you convey all the stuff I'm talking about right now, okay? And if you can convey what we've got to help your clients sell your home, their home, you just got an awesome platform. So that's what that's there for. We've also got a video center for any of you that invest in video. You can put your video right inside this platform and integrate it with all the tools. You might have a testimonial. You might have a property area video for sort of unique areas where you sell in. We've also got text IVR. There's a small additional fee, but that's integrated with all your tools. And that basically means if somebody dials a 1-800 number, they're going to, excuse me, they're going to get recorded information, or they can get directed right to you. You're going to get a lead emailed and texted to you. So that's a really sweet kind of tool there. We create a blog. We auto post to a blog for you. And if you want to work on your template, you can do that here. This is where your logo is and your banner. And then we talked about the lead generation links at the beginning. If you're creating lead generation links, you go right here to links and landing pages, and you just operate right here in section 1. Create the name of the link, you put in the unique link to your website, and then in this case I've got it highlighted as selected as Lafayette. So the next time I got a listing in Lafayette, it's automatically going to give it this link with that link name. So this is really just automates the system as we go forward. So you just have less and less to do. Back on the listings page, I am going to point out also that some of these columns are underlined, the column title. If they're underlined, it means we're actually showing you the directions of what to do in that page, right? Like in this case, if you want to make that listing landing page like a full screen, big picture, you need to know how to do that. The instructions are right here under here. So there's instructions on this page, on the home page, and of course on the tutorials page. If there aren't any more questions, I want to thank everybody for your time, but I am going to kind of hang out a second in case. And I also want to remind you to get on our training calls, the live ones that we do during the week, because we are in constant contact with our clients, okay? And they're coming back, I'd say about every 48 hours, telling us how many hundreds of leads they're getting, and that's great. And then we talk to them, and we find out what are they doing, how are they doing that, and then we share that information on the call. So I don't think in the years we've been doing this, which is almost 6 now, that we have stagnated ever. We are always adding new tools, and we're always learning new things, and that's good because you don't have to. If you just use our tools and follow what we're doing, you're going to get a lot of leads, and that's the name of the game. So everybody, again, thanks a lot. This is Vince from Listings to Leads. I'm going to put this up on your Got Objections page. Feel free to hit us up if you've got questions, and we hope you have a lot of success with this. Thanks, everybody.